What's up, everybody? Tim Anderson here, aka Renfill, and I'm back with another one of my Is It Worth It entries, which I haven't done in a while, but I'm back. And this one happens to be an Xbox Game Pass, one that I tried out recently, and it hit all the right places for me. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. I played it on the Xbox Series X. It does have crossplay. And shout out to Mutant and there's going to be links down below to his Twitch channel and stuff. Shout out to him for doing some multiplayer with me so that I could test out the multiplayer component with the single player component. This game definitely got probably an 8.5 or 9 out of 10 from me. It was really, really good game. It just hit all the right feels. Turtles in a half shell, turtle power. So let's dive into that today. If you have not played this game yet, I would highly recommend that you go pick it up. It's on Game Pass right now, so if you have a subscription, it's where you want to do it on the PC or on the Xbox, you can do so. Crossplay is enabled across the Xbox to PC. It's not, as far as I understand it, from PlayStation and that kind of stuff, but at least because it's on Game Pass, you can play it anywhere you can have access to Game Pass. Mugen was playing it on the PC. I was playing it on the Xbox. Now, there were some weird things we had to do to get the multiplayer working properly because I was trying to initiate the group from the Xbox, and it wasn't letting me do like a private group where I could invite friends because he was playing from the PC, and the only friends options it was showing me were people I was connected with either through an Xbox account, like a Microsoft account or an Xbox account. And he didn't have either one of those. He was playing through Steam and had it linked through his Epic Games. But when I started a live version of the game, like a public version of that, he was able to then connect through the Epic Games because I have my Epic Games account linked to my Xbox account. So he was able to connect to my public game that way. Consequently, we also got other players in our server because it was a public thing. So there's some wonkiness to the multiplayer component, but it is what it is. Who really cares? So the big thing for me is this game really goes back to that arcade feel. So for those of you who remember this game from like I remember it from the mid 90s, early 90s, mid 90s. It was right up there. It's the same game as like the X-Men game. So you've got the big arcade game with the four controllers and you and your friends can get together and you can play. This one has I think up to 6. I'm off the top of my head. I think up to 6 players can do multiplayer. And it's I don't think we did it more than with 4 people, but it still felt like, you were back in the arcade as a kid, as an early teenager, whatever, playing an arcade game for the first time. Everything I've seen from this game, it literally hits every single one of those nostalgia notes, but it's also incredibly fun and polished. Like the controls feel really good, all the special moves feel really good. It's super simple to play. I don't play it on the PC. Again, I play it on the Xbox, and you really only have a couple of buttons that you have to worry about. There are advanced combos that you can get into if you really want to be like a min-maxer, but for the most part, just smashing the X button and jumping around and doing jump X combos or B to back away, like it was really simple to play. And if you've ever, don't forget, everybody, if you want more updates like this, to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so that you never miss a beat. Don't forget, if you want to support the channel, you can do so with a super thanks down below. Pick your amount, buy me a cup of coffee, buy me a Ferrari. It's kind of your choice. You can also join the Adventurers Guild for $2.99 a month. There's lots of cool perks for our members here on YouTube, and you can also join our Discord. Links are down below. I stream every day, morning and evenings, and when you're on a live stream, you can do super chats and super stickers to contribute to my journey as a full-time content creator. And there's also a Patreon page for that world map behind me. If you're into game dev stuff, my wife, my brother, and I are building the World of the Weave and the Void. It's a 5th edition tabletop setting, a point-and-click adventure game, and a book series, all done through our Patreon page, patreon.com/The Wandering Hermits. The Wandering Hermits being us. All the links are down below. Let's get on to the rest of the video. And if you've ever played the arcade version back when you were a kid, it's going to feel very familiar and you're going to instantly get back into it because it is very simple to play. It's very linear gameplay. Full disclosure, I have not beat the game as of this recording. I'm only up to like I think mission 5. So I've not actually played throughout the entirety of the experience yet, but I feel like it's pretty repetitive throughout all 5 of those missions. So I haven't seen the gameplay get any. It's not like you're going to get any additional elements. It's just like you unlock some more hit points, you unlock some more stuff, you can get some perks. And there's lots of, I guess, optional stuff you can do on the map, but for the most part, I'm just going point to point and going through the missions. And I'm doing it on story mode. There are multiple levels of difficulty, and I have read and been told that the various levels of difficulty are quite challenging. There's also a story mode versus the arcade mode. And the arcade mode actually, you can die, and it's much harder than the story mode. The story mode has the difficulty levels that you can adjust. So it's all there depending on whether or not you just want to play it by yourself on story mode and have fun and go through a fun little story, or you can do it with friends in story mode, or you can do a public session in story mode, or you can do an arcade version. It's all there so that you can actually experience this game. And again, it throws you right back into that early mid 90s arcade feel. I loved it. Again, 8.5 out of 10. Um, I don't really think there was too much out of this that took me away. The only reason I'm not giving it a 10 out of 10 is because the multiplayer crossplay was really freaking confusing and a pain in the ass to get to work. Like it took Eugene and I probably 30 minutes to figure out how to get that working, and it should have been way simpler than that. I don't know what the hiccup was. As far as I understand it, like if you like when I brought up the menu for my if I wanted to invite friends to a private session, all of my Xbox friends were there, and all of my um, Microsoft friends were there. But because Mujin didn't have a Microsoft account, he was linked through Steam and or Epic. I didn't have any options at all to like connect to him and get him into the group. Maybe there was a way to do that through the actual Xbox um, group system as opposed to the in-game grouping system. I don't know. I didn't actually go through those steps, but I feel like the crossplay could have been made a lot easier. That's the only thing that took away from me giving this game a 10 out of 10. If you've not played it and you have Game Pass, I highly recommend going and diving in. This isn't going to be something that takes a lot of your time. It's super fun. You can go in and play for 10, 15-minute sessions if you want and just have a little bit of nostalgia. Feel like you're a teenager again. Worked great for me. I loved it. Let me know your thoughts below. See ya.